Let the Father of rain, out of heat comes humidity. Out of fire comes water, and out of the sun's fire water came the plants and trees that call her name in the darkness as she stares one-eyed and raises the tide in an attempt to kiss the blood of her burning womb. This is my blood which is shed for you, motherfuckers are undeserving. Cyclops that she is, she still gives, even though we label her followers lunatics. Ticks. Ticks. The working day is over. And we rest our perceptions on the indigo silence that she emits as she stares into our mind's eye, deciphering the universe in our dreams, and we dream of burning crosses, Salem witches, star-crossed bitches, and moon kisses that caress our subconscious like motherly hums and play our soul strings acoustic till we awaken to the flames of her burning womb engulfed in the vaginal volcanoes of velvet. Illusions, daylight delusions, dear God, confusion. These motherfuckers are too loud and I can't hear myself in the wind as I sing tornadoes to my children and hum hurricanes under my breath. I'm being beckoned by the bastards of another day as nothing consecrated in love anymore when my love children of this generation die labeled lunatics. Ticks. Ticks, the working day is over. And I'm full with the indigo pains of a blood-stained womb as I stare one-eyed and raise the tide in an attempt to kiss the blood of my burning womb. This is my blood which is shed for you, motherfuckers are undeserving. Forcibly penetrating my indigo silence in the name of the Father and the Son. And out of the sun's gates come little girls in dresses of fire wearing pigtails of braided smoke, which stem from their moon-cratered scalps the glowing seeds of a nightly garden that will blossom in the full moons, irregardless of the sun. They know the night and the 7 names of the wind through the tales of their wind-blown fathers. Who will father these mothers of light, and what will become of me? Children of the night. Only some will star the sky, only believers in death will die, and fathers must feather the wings of women. For the unfeathered masses deign the ridiculous, carrying crosses to phalanx-filled tombs, the future sails silent through buffeted rooms that ripple with riddles of cows and spoons and birds, moons and earth, sun-centered at noon. She buries her rakes in the soil and plants her feet in the sky. Soil sees a circus of carrots and clowns, and minstrel shows our desires, and here I stand, court gesturing infinity, fetal-fisted for revolution, but open hands birth humility. Now, what is the density of an eagleless planet? Must my spine be aligned to sprout wings? I'm slouched in the slang steps and Kango with gang reps in my orbit, rainbows, Saturn's rings. Mystically elliptical, presto polaris, karmic flame, future in Saturn's and Aries. Now I'm on a fish called Father, with gills tight dizzy, blowing liquid lullabies through the spine of time to tranquilize nervous systems to feed. At the feet of forever, the children are gathered, or rather buried in that mass grave side of the night. They are the seeds of light planted in the sky, but in nights and skies are meaningless their unearthly eyes. They are our children, playing chess on the sunburnt backs of one-eyed turtles, checkmating a lifetime slow crawl to enlightenment, cashing in their crown of glory for magic and contradiction. The children of fiction, born of semen-filled crosses, thrust in cavalry's mound, with memories of Manana's millennium, the gravity of the pendulum, the inscription of the grail, the rumors of warm famine, diseases, and storms of hail. All hail the new beginning, behold the winter's end. Bring on the puppets and dragons, let the ceremonies begin, for they have come to shatter time and bring back the dead newborn, an army of me, bearing chains on the front lines and shadows in the field mines, to wilderness the lights of the city. I've seen them, a tumultuous army of bastards and beggars, madmen and idiots, witches and harlots, dancers and lunatics, sinners and singers, losers and lovers, students and teachers, poets and priests, orbiting the realms of the ordinary through the ordinances of those ordained by the beast. These are our children, love-laden life lanterns, casting shadows that shepherd the flocks, crying wolf in the moon's full, as sirens of love's lowly offspring up Gibraltar's rocks. Who will deny them, and thrice crows the cock? Instead of continuing the poem, I'll continue the thought. Obviously, in much of my work, I'm working out a bunch of, our work is cathartic and therapeutic oftentimes. We're working through our issues and learning and unlearning. I was born in a household where was a pastor of a church, and my mom was a school teacher. And so I was, forced as I grew and considered humanity to acknowledge that I didn't necessarily have to perpetuate the shit that I was born into. Right? And I'm not talking about school teaching. But it raises interesting questions just because so many of us, of course not in Berkeley. Yes, in Berkeley. Perpetuate this myth, this idea of simply carrying through this thing that began before us. We all do it, bro. We all participate, And I guess that's why some people say reality is based on agreement. It doesn't, the thing we've all agreed upon doesn't even have to actually be real. The fact that we agree upon it makes it real. And then motherfuckers have to work their way out of the shit that we all agreed upon, right? Like, look at the calendar, for example. No, I always think about the calendar because I was born on February 29th, right? I'm 11 years old. But it's for that reason that I'm often thinking and writing about time and religion. I look at, it's called the Gregorian calendar from Pope Gregory. I look at that calendar is like, the Catholic calendar is. Well, I think the church was the first startup, and I think of the calendar as like the browser that we all, it is. That's the original. I mean, it's got everybody. Like, you think it's crazy that instead of saying look it up, you're saying Google it, but, right? And that's pretty clever. I give it to him, okay, that's pretty powerful. But the church, I mean, it's got Jews, Muslims, Hindu, all types of people like, yeah, well, today is June 2nd, 2016. 2016 years since the death of, really? Is that the beginning of time? But everybody fucking agreed upon it before I was born. I'm forced to practice it, right? And if not, it's just difficult as fuck. I'm that crazy motherfucker. It's like, but if you can be crazy on a page, they'll call it poetry. It's funny, I'm always here going between like thoughts and poems, meaning shit that was written beforehand and stuff that I'm thinking of right now. And then when I talk like that, I think of my favorite comedian, Stephen Wright. Which is the reason why I'm standing here today. It's because of Stephen Wright when I was 12. But I guess you guys came to be entertained or fed in some way. And I don't want to bore you with whatever the fuck I'm thinking. The boy, I know. It's as if I set it up for you to do that. Boys. Well, if you insist. How about Bernie Sanders?